Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. We are working on the Lost in Space B9 robot, and right now this is probably going to be episode number 5 in the series, and just want to show you the progress we're making. This should be the second half of step number 3 in our torso assembly build. So basically what you see here in front of you is the lower torso area, and as you can see right here, we basically opted for the photo etch screens that actually go onto the vents. So with a lot of patience and everything, I actually glued those in place. How I initially bent the photo etch to comply with the curved vents themselves, I kind of wrapped it around like one of my fingers for a little bit, just to so take on the shape. And then of course I used my generic version of some CA glue, and along with that I actually used some clothespins for the top part and to hold it in place while the CA glue dried. So now we have 3 good photo etch screens to accommodate the vents. So you can see, I'll just kind of spin it here a little bit so you can see all sides. So there you go. So that is where we're at on that, and of course then we went ahead and started on the coloring up on the actual power pack unit itself, and we just went with the various color schemes that they showed you on the instructions. So, and basically I used a combination of brushwork with some toothpicks to actually take care of the circuit board with all the transistors and whatnot for the power pack. And of course and then afterwards I actually used some Pledge floor cleaner to seal in the paint. So that's all done, and of course then we're going to go ahead and put on the plastic clear part and seal it all up, and the power pack will be done. And then with that we can go ahead and start combining all the pieces together to complete the torso assembly. So with that being said, we will go ahead and start doing that, and we will be right back with the final results. So stand by. Okay, we are back, and as you can see we have completed the second half of the step number 3 in the instructions for the torso assembly. We got the 3 parts together to make it one solid torso on there, and basically I went ahead and followed up with step number 4, which is basically the arm assembly. So as you can see here in front of you, we went ahead and glued together the claw halves with the claw retainer halves, and then we proceeded with the upper retainer and lower retainer hooks. And then once that was done for the right and left side of the of that part of the assembly there, I chose to go with the retractable type of arms. So instead of the extended versions, because like I said, that's how I kind of saw it when I was watching the episodes of Lost in Space. So we basically went ahead and snapped together into the actual retracted arm itself, and then we proceeded on as far as attaching it to the torso itself, which took a little bit of some work on that. I actually once I kind of set them inside there, I used my little needle nose pliers, and I went inside and I actually grabbed a hold of the back end of it to kind of hold it so that it would snap in there tight as possible. So that was my remedy as far as that's concerned, because if I was just doing it by hand, it would keep popping out again. So I need a little bit of some leverage. So needle nose pliers, that's what I used. As far as the paint's concerned, we went with the Folk Art Metal Gray for the actual right wrist ring and the left wrist ring, as well as part of the claw assembly itself, and the upper and lower retainer hooks. That's all one color of the gunmetal gray. So that was there. And then as far as the claws are concerned, even though the instructions were calling for like a gloss red, I went ahead and used my Craftsmart bright red satin. Okay, and I put probably 2 or 3 coats and kind of layered that up. And then once that was done, of course, I went back and I brushed the claws themselves with the Pledge floor polish, just to kind of give it that glossy look over the satin. So there you go. So here we are with, I'll kind of do a quick little, see if I can turn this around a little bit, back this up a little bit, okay, on there. And like I said, there's your little power pack right there. And I did a couple little touch-ups around the torso assembly itself. One of the touch-ups I did was like in this area here, and then on the underside of this as well. I almost forgot to do that. So that way it kind of blended the silver sterling all together to make it one cohesion unit. So there you go. All right. And we'll bring her right back around here. And there we go, front and center. Okay, so the basically the next steps that we're going to be going for is basically step number 5 in the instructions, and I'll kind of post a picture of that. It's basically the treads assemblies, and so that's going to be our next step in this build. And then once that's done, then we have our number 6, which is the final assembly. So looking forward to that. So here you go. With that being said, now I hope everybody has a good weekend, and we will catch you on the next video in this series of the Lost in Space B9 robot from Lost in Space. So with that, this is Kovac Enterprises, and we are signing off.